And we are live. One moment, folks. This is to the replay crew. Be right back. I got to set my other device up here. Hey, Coro, how you doing? Just going to do a sound check and to see if you can hear me. If you can hear me, okay. Good morning. Apparently, I got another device going. Is it a slight echo? Okay. Hi, Debs. Is that any better? Is it still echoing? Yeah, I've got YouTube on a laptop. I just turned the volume all the way down, though. If it keeps echoing, I'll just turn it off. It's the other device, and it's still doing it. Oh, it's better? Okay, good. All right. Well, so today, I'm going to be sending these Blue Dream shrimp, not all of them, but some Blue Dream shrimp to John at My Fish Tank Aquatics. And what I'm going to be doing in this live is I'm going to go ahead and catch these out live. I'm going to select, some shrimp. And I'm going to do the boxing process. It may get a little long and drawn out, but I'll try and make it as interesting as possible. I'm waiting for Andrew to show up. He's going to help me with the chat. He'll be able to talk to you guys. Hi, Stubbs. How you doing there, Chris? How you doing, my friend? I'm just waiting for a few minutes here, getting things set up. I just put down a pleco wafer down there, algae wafer, and now these guys are gathering around it. So when I go to catch these guys out, I'll be able to get a fair amount pretty easily. In today's stream, I'm going to be catching out shrimp and a few snails for John. And one of the things I'll show you here real quick, some of the things I'll be sending, and he'll be coming on here. He'll be seeing the replay. I know he's working right now. But here, I usually use breather bags, but I ordered some and they arrived, but for the life of me, I cannot find them. Hello, LJ, welcome. I couldn't find my breather bag, so I'm using these regular 3 mil shipping bags. And I normally use the breather bags. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put fewer shrimp in more bags. So I'm going to put like 5 or 6 Blue Dreams in each one of these bags. Then I'll grab another bag for a few snails for them. Hi, Red Laser. Oh, and Chris, if you could. Oh, hey, John, how you doing, my friend? Watching while working, okay. Well, as you can see right here, I'm going to be catching your shrimp right here, John. I put a snail cookie wafer in there, and they are really going to town on it. It's only been in there for about maybe 5 minutes. So, as I was just explaining to the other folks, I normally use my breather bags, as we spoke about last time, and I ordered them and they arrived. But for the life of me, I cannot find them. So what I'm using are these 3 mil shipping bags. And I'll be, rather than putting them in one bag, I'm going to put fewer shrimp in 2 bags. And then I'll have another bag. I have another bag I'll use for the snails. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. What I was gonna do is I was gonna wait for Andrew was gonna stop in. He wanted to join on the panel so he could talk to you guys. And then also I want if Chris, if you could please drop your link to the video on Friday for the virtual tour, I would appreciate that, because I'm not technical enough to do that and run the stream at the same time. But I can also mention that at Stubbs Aquatics, there's going to be a virtual tour on Friday, August 4th. Is it Friday? Is August 4th? Today's August 4th. And that's something you're not going to want to miss. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I think, I'm going to go ahead and start catching these shrimp. And, well, first I want to show John a few things here I got for him. What this is, John, is I just rinsed this out. This is crushed coral. And with this, you can either add to the substrate or you can put it right in this bag. It's got a plastic zipper. This is all aquarium safe and everything. And what this does is it'll keep the water just right and a little more stable for these shrimp. I mean, they're pretty hardy. And but you can either put it in like this and maybe cover it up with a rock or something if you don't want to look at it, or you can sprinkle it around on the substrate. It's up to you. I mean, it's perfectly fine. This right here is basically all aragonite that I use, and it just keeps the water just, really, really good and for the shrimp. Yes, that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see that. Put that up on the scripts. Put this up on the screen here. Yep. It's going to be awesome, awesome. I cannot wait. But I'm going to get fat ordering so many pizzas, Chris. You know that. And then here's my friend Mel. How you doing, my friend? I thought you was out, and I pulled you back in. If you guys haven't heard Mel's Al Pacino impersonation, I tell you, it is perfect. And I just got a message from Andrew. He's not going to show up, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. But anyway, I'm going to showing John here. This is crushed coral. I just opened up a new bag and I just rinsed this out. I'll have this in a container so it doesn't get the insulation wet. Oh, you can, okay. So yeah, here's this stuff. And I'm going to show you this. I have a new container here. This is just when the shrimp get to your place, John. You just pour the bags out if they'll fit. I mean, if there's too much water, you might want to run some of the water out. But put the shrimp in this container, and then in your tank, you can use like a little air hose if you want, and put water in slowly to acclimate them. But these are neocardinas, and they're pretty hardy. And I also have a nice catappa leaf here. I'm going to add to it. Now, with this right here, you just toss in your tank. It'll float for a couple days. It'll sink down, and then the baby shrimplets, because I'm going to make sure you get some buried females out of here, because they'll be dropping babies anytime now. You're going to see lots of babies coming out of this. And they will feed on the microorganisms that will occur on this when it sinks down to the bottom. So, got that in this container. Also, let me see, what else was there? I wasn't sure if you wanted a baby albino bristlenose pleco. I have tons of them. So, if you can in the chat, just say yes or no. If you don't want one, I understand, because, that they don't get real large. They get to maybe 4 inches long. But I noticed that, as you see the one I have down here, it's beneficial for the shrimp, because the shrimp will eat on the droppings from the pleco, and they will. It's actually a good food source for them, and so it's the same thing with the snails. And the bristlenose pleco is 100% neocaridina safe. In other words, I've never seen any predation whatsoever, and I've had that in here for a long time. And my friend Mark Shelley, who I bought these from, keeps several of them. Oops, I didn't mean to scare them. Several of them in with them. So, yes. Thank you for that, Chris. I appreciate it. I'm doing pretty good, Mel. How about? I always get nervous on shipping day, but I think it's going to be all right. I had a bit of problem last night when I was trying to find my breather bags. I kind of panicked a little bit, and I was up most of the night. I think I got maybe 2 or 3 hours sleep. So I've been hitting the coffee pretty hard this morning. But everything's starting to balance out a little bit. I'm starting to feel better, and I'm going to get these babies off here and get them shipped out. I'm going to be really happy to see them in John's tank. And yeah, so that's pretty much what's happening so far. Yes, he is going to the Keystone Clash. It's going to be great. He's down in Ohio. I'm in Michigan, so he's about 3 hours from my place. I may have to take a trip down there sometime and maybe do a little filming tour at his place. I think that would be kind of fun. What I'm doing today is I have a styrofoam liner. I also have blown-in insulation. It's like a real soft newspaper crumble type material that I'll be using. And hey, Vibes, welcome. Today I'm doing a live catch. I'm catching and shipping shrimp to John at My Fish Tank Aquatics. Oh, you're on break time. Enjoy that. You're having some coffee. All right. And I'm shipping some shrimp, some snails, and maybe even a bristlenose pleco. So, John, if you can hear this, if you could let me know in the chat, or if I missed it, guys, would you please let me know if he said yes or no? I'm not sure if I missed it. I'm scroll back up. Hey, Blizzle, welcome. Yep, today I'm going to be catching some shrimp out here, and I'm going to be starting here any second. I'm going to grab my net. I should have had it here already. What's right over here? I can grab it. And what I'm going to do is, in this little container here, when I catch them out, I'll have them up here, then I'll bring it up to the camera so we can get a good view of them. And I'll make sure that I get some buried females, which means that the females already have eggs, and we'll get John off to a good start with this colony. This is a little betta thing that my last betta, I rescued a betta from Petco, and it's a beautiful betta. And yep, so send this to him, and so I'll go ahead and start getting ready here. I'm gonna reach over here and grab my net. I'm gonna take some of the water out of this tank, and I'm gonna be using it. When I ship fish, I usually use fresh dechlorinated water, and I get it I put a heater in it overnight in a 5-gallon bucket. But up here, I'll just show you what I'm doing. I'll pick this up for a second. Just gonna pick this up. I'm gonna open this hood up here. Now I'll bring it back down now. So just show you how I do that. This is a kit tank. Now I won't be able to see anybody in chat, and that's why I was gonna have somebody address them. So if you guys just go ahead and talk to each other, I got to concentrate on this. And I'll be back, and I'll check out the chat in a few minutes. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna get some water in this container. There we are. Got the water all set. I'm gonna set this back up here. And now I got my net. This is called a 3D net. It kind of stays open. It makes it really easy to catch these shrimp. So I'm going to reach down in there and see what we can get. Here we go. This will be my very first shipment of shrimp. Okay, let's take a look what we got here. I'm sending him a whole starter colony of like 10 to 12. That's what I used to start this whole tank out, was about 10 shrimp. I'll probably send a few more than that, but let's take a look closer at this here to see if we can see any buried. There probably is. There's a lot of buried females in this tank. I think I see one, but I'm going to make sure I get at least 2 or 3 buried. And yeah, okay, so back to work. Here I go. Now I'm just going to be a little more selective, and I'm going to actually locate some buried females. I'm going to get my face down here so I can see better. Okay, where are you at? And on the off chance, if I don't get any buried females, John, I can guarantee you that they will be buried very soon, but I'm pretty certain I'm going to get a few of them. There we go. There's a bunch more. Got some nice looking males there I can see also. All right. Okay. Let's take a... Now I'm going to take a good look at this before I put it to the camera. Buried. Well, I see one that's... Yeah, I got a couple buried in there. And there's probably 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to get a couple more. Let's get a couple more here. I said a couple, not one. Come on. Come on, guys. Well, we got about 4 or 5 more. Okay, that'll work. This will get a nice colony started for you, John. And I think that that's going to be pretty nice. So I'm going to sit down here at my chair and bring this back in front of the camera again. See if we can get a good look at these guys. Yeah, I see a nice buried one right there. See that? Right under the tail. You see lots of eggs. And when you see the eggs, anytime within like 30 days, I think pretty much. Sorry about the glare on this too, guys. I got the windows. It's really sunny here in Michigan right now. But yeah, there's a few of them in there. I got probably, let me count these shrimp if I can. There's at least 15 to 20 here, I'm sure. Yeah, probably about between 15 and 20. So I normally do like 10 to 12, but like I said, John's been so patient with me, and I really appreciate that, because it's taken me forever to get this together, because number one, I had my breather bags that I originally ordered that I have lost in the meantime, so I'm using regular bags today. They arrived and I lost them, and then my bank got hacked, so I didn't have money to ship. Got that taken care of, and now finally got these. So, and then over here, what I'm going to do once I get these in the bags, I got this little air pump here. I'm going to put air into the bags. Because like I say, normally I use the breather bags. I don't have to worry about this. I don't have oxygen right now. I do want to get an oxygen tank eventually. But I'll be doing this instead. And for those who are just coming in here, this is some of the other things I'm going to be sending. I have this botanical leaf here. I think this is either a jackfruit leaf or a Indian almond leaf. They both work great. Got this container here for Jen to do the acclimation. Now, if you don't have any extra airline, Jen, you can take like a little glass of water from your tank and just dribble it in there occasionally for about a half an hour. They say you usually got to take like a couple hours to drip acclimate them, but you don't have to really do that. A half an hour is plenty of time. I wouldn't go any sooner than a half an hour, but you know, you can just dribble some water in every so often from your tank, and the shrimp will get used to the water in a half an hour, and then you can just gently ease them into the tank. So, and then also, once again, if anybody's just tuning in here, this is crushed coral that you can add to the tank, either to the substrate, or you can leave it right in the bag, and then you can, you know, if you want to move the shrimp or something someday, or if you want to not have it in the tank, I would recommend using this always, though, no matter how hard your water is. I'm a strong believer that I've had such great success with this. I don't want to mess with the recipe, and I'm using my own experience to show this. But this is crushed coral, and I really recommend it in with the Neocaridina. Now, Caridinas, I don't have Caridina shrimp, but for the Neocaridina, this is a good thing to have. So I'm going to add this. I'll have this inside this container right here, along with the catappa leaf. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get these guys bagged up here. I'm going to set the camera back down on the tripod. And let's see here. Okay. I may have to dip into the tank and get a little more water for each of these bags. Move this forward a little bit. Kind of an impromptu thing. I was going to try and schedule it, but I thought, you know, something like this, I better do a pop-up, because if I'm not ready to go when it's time, then it'd be kind of a disaster, you know. Yes, you know, in fact, I got actually have a piece of lots of this extra. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put some of this in the bag too. I have pieces that are cut to different sizes because I, you know, have the air system. That's a good idea, Coral. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna. Okay. Let's go ahead, and I'm gonna try and do this on camera so everybody can see it. Hold it down. Okay. Well, you know what, guys, I'm going to do this where I can see it. I don't want to lose any of these shrimp here. I'll see if I can do this. Got some water on the floor, but that's okay. It's all cement down here. We got one of the shrimp in there. Okay, so I think a little more water. All right, so we got this many for this one. I'm going to set this aside for a moment. I'm going to get a little more water in this up here to add. There we go. I don't think I lost any shrimp there. That's good. And let's get back down to business here. Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night, guys. My voice is kind of crackly. I when I couldn't find my breather bags last night, I kind of panicked, and I have insomnia anyway. I'm a late owl on the best of days. And yeah. And also I wanted to let John know if he's listening and when he sees the replay. Now, I don't want you to worry if I reordered more breather bags, okay? So if these shrimp get to you and if they don't make it, I'm hoping they will. And they should work. They should make it. But if they don't, I don't want you to worry. I will send you others when I can. When funds allow me to ship. And I will definitely do that if you have any, or if most of the colony dies or something. I have plenty to share with you. And there we go with the other ones here, guys. I'm going to show you this. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in the air line over here. I'm going to air these bags up and get as much oxygen in there as I can. Set that bag down there for a second. Walk around back to the aquarium and plug this in. Okay. All right. So the air is plugged in. Let's take this bag here. Kind of take it around like this. Let it inflate. I've never shipped without breather bags, and so this is. I know a lot of people do it. Like, a lot of people don't use breather bags, but I'm hoping that these guys make it. All right. Tied it in a knot as tight as I can get it. I don't have any rubber bands. The breather bags are much easier to tie in a knot than with these 3mm bags there. This is a pretty thick plastic. Do you have like some dish scrubby or? Oh, you know what? You're absolutely right, Coral. I was going to put some moss in the bag. I'm going to try and see if I can. Ha! I'm so glad you got me before I got the second bag. See, that's why I like to do these things live, because that way, if somebody sees something, they can tell me, and I get so involved in what I'm doing, I didn't even think of that. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab a new bag, I'm going to snip this, and then put it into a new bag, because I can't untie it. So I guess I did a pretty good job tying that. And be right back. 1 second. grab another. Gonna grab another bag. Be right back. I really, really appreciate that, Coral. In fact, you know, I was planning on sending him a little bit of moss along with this anyway, so some Java moss in there. I got some Java moss for the other bag. So I got to grab my scissors and add them to this bag. Be right back again. Get my mic adjusted again here. Okay. Thank you so much, Coral. I really appreciate that. I completely forgot. But I'm old, so I guess I have an excuse. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set this down for just a moment. I'll go ahead and snip this off. All right. Now, I will add see if I can do this without incident here. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it like 1 second. Got an idea. That's the thing about doing the lives. There's no do-overs. You gotta. Oh shoot. There we go. Let's make sure we got all the shrimp. Yep. They're all in there. That'll give them something to hang on to, and maybe, and this is out of a another Blue Dream tank, so there might even be some extra babies on that moss, but it definitely will have, you know, a little something for them to cling to. Go ahead and, just for my own peace of mind, I know I'm gonna get some air going into this bag. Let it inflate some. I do want to get an actual oxygen tank for this. And if everybody, when people come in, hi there, Aquatic Moose. If you happen to see anybody come in, guys, could you please say hello for me, because I'm going to be a little bit indisposed until I get a chance to look at the chat. I just happened to glance and I seen that. So if anybody comes in, be sure to say hello for me. I'd appreciate that. Catching these Neocaridina shrimp, it's a lot easier than catching fish, I'll tell you that. And these are wonderful little things to watch. And I hope John gets a lot of enjoyment out of these. And I'll specify when I'll say once again, if you have any problems, John, don't worry about it. I got lucky on my first go around with these. And but if you have any problems, I can always ship more once I get my other bags, because those are the ones that I use for most everything. Now to get this bag retied here. I think that's the hardest thing to do with these type of bags, is trying to get them tied and not tight enough where you're not going to worry. And so it's a little bit of a process. But meanwhile, you guys go ahead and chat with each other and whatnot. And I'm going to go ahead and get this going here, and I'll start on the next bag in just a moment. I'm still here with you. I just can't see anything or hear you. But I'll let you know also, I will be joining Carl on Tuesday for a live stream. I'm not sure what time that is, Carl, but you can let me know. And I'm looking forward to that. That'll be great. Now, this bag is a real bugger, I'll tell you. Especially once your hands get wet and you're trying to pull the plastic through the loop. I'll get it. It's just going to take me a moment. I'm in no hurry. I want to do this right. Okay, let's see here. All right, I think we got success on this one. I'm hoping that this will work out for the trip. One down, one to go. All right, now. Oops. All righty. Okay. Let's get some air in this bag now. And to more experienced shippers who may be watching this right now, I realize that this may not be the right way to do this, but you know, it's all a journey. It's all a learning process. Doesn't matter how old you are or how long you've been in the hobby, you're always learning. And it's all part of it. Trial and error. Oh, you know what? Ha! Almost caught myself again. Let's add the moss this time before I tie the bag. All right, so there we go. Got a nice clump in there. That'll be a nice starter moss also for you, John. Really healthy moss, nice and really lush green. And very nice. I'm going to take a moment here and look through the chat for a second. If I missed anybody coming in here. Oh, hi, Leanne. Welcome. Yeah, it is hard to tie the knot on this thing. I've been suffering with it, but we have aquatic moose. We have Dubs. My good friend Chris from Canada. My good friend Carl from Oregon. Aquatic moose, I think you're in Canada too, aren't you? I'm not sure. Red Laser is in Canada. Let's see here. It says we have 14 in chat. I'm not sure. There is Chris, Aquarium. Oh, no, that's Mal, Aquarium Delirium. I wish he was my neighbor, too. I would love that, Mal. The neighbor I have next door to me, just as soon he lived on the moon or maybe Jupiter or something. Anywhere but next to me. He's the worst neighbor you ever wanted to have. Let's see, I'm just going to scrubbing up here, scrolling up. And LJ Shrimp. And 3G, hi 3G, welcome. I'm just getting all this stuff bagged up and getting ready to take to the post office. And I'm just kind of whizzing through here a little bit, seeing what's going on. And I'm not sure if Andrew had to pick his wife up. He was supposed to come in here and help out with the chat and that, but he was busy. I'm not sure if he's having issues or he may be in here at some point. Like I said, I haven't been able to look at the screen very much. He might have actually came in the studio and I just didn't see him. And if that's the case, I'm really sorry. Oh yes, so you do want the pleco. Okay, we'll be doing that then too, guys. I'll get the shrimp finished up here, then I'll start on the pleco, and then from there, I will relocate over to the table where I'll catch the pleco and then take it over to the box, and then we'll get it all taped up. And then from that point on, I'll probably end the broadcast and then head to the post office, and then on Wednesday when I do the Aquatics Addicts Anonymous meeting live on Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will hopefully know if the shrimp arrived, and you're very, very welcome, my friend. Very welcome indeed. Oh, you're very, very welcome. I really appreciate your patience. I'm so sorry about all the mix-ups and problems that I've had trying to get this to come into fruition, but luckily it's going okay now. So I will go ahead now and I'm going to finish this other bag up. I won't be able to look at the chat for a little while. I'm going to put some air in it. I can do that on camera here. I'm just going to move this back a little bit. Get this in here. Got some nice moss there. Let this inflate a little bit. Once it gets a little bit tight, I'll just start turning it. Okay, I'll pull this out. Okay. Don't leave myself very much room there to. Yeah, there's a if you type in Jeopardy, like Jeopardy, the show, but type in Jeopardy, it's a pretty funny thing because there's a lot of Jeffs in this hobby. Yeah, I'm going to sell all the shrimp. Okay, let's get this baby tied up. And whoops, you know what? All the air just deflated because I did something wrong. So I'm going to do that again one more time, and then we'll get on to the next. Let's go ahead and do that one more time here. There we go. Okay. And I really appreciate everybody taking their time out of their day to watch this. I love this community. I love my fish hobby and my aquatics hobby. And all you guys are just fantastic, and I love all you guys too. So let's go ahead now. One more time. It's getting tight this time no matter what. So hopefully I got it. I think I do. I got it. Okay. Now let's get it nice and tight and tie it. Okay. And if all goes well, I'm hoping to get the right paperwork. I want to send, when I can afford to, I want to send Stubbs Aquatics, Chris, I want to send him some plecos. I have some sexed pairs that give him excuse me. I'm going to use my teeth to pull this to tie the knot tight enough. And send him a pair of albino bristlenose. Okay, so we got both bags done, guys. I'm going to bring them up here in front of the camera. One's got a lot more moss than the other one, but that's okay. That'll give them a nice, secure foothold. So those are both done. All right, so what we'll do now is we will relocate, and I will get another bag prepared, and we'll catch a pleco. Get a nice little pleco to go with these guys. I'm just going to pick the camera up and do it old style here. I'm not even going to turn the camera off. I'm just going to walk over here, and then I don't turn my lights on usually till the afternoon, but I turned this one on just in case, and I'm glad that I did, because this is where I'm going to catch the pleco from. So I'm going to set these shrimp over here on the table for a moment. Set them down there. And I need to get a different net for these guys, though, because they're grab a bigger net over here. And before we do that, let's get the water ready in the bag. So, old container, I get it cleaned out. I use it for just such an emergency. This, I want to make sure I have more room for air, and I don't need quite as much water for the fish. The air is more important, I think. I'm thinking that's going to be good. I'm going to grab a small one here. Set this down, this bag down right up this tank next to it. There we go. Okay. Now let's catch a pleco. These guys are a little bit more challenging than what the shrimp are. Let's see, right down here. That's not a bad one. Yeah. Well, that was actually easier than the shrimp. Getting some plants along with it. Let's put those back. I don't want to have those in the bag. Okay, so I got that captured. Oh, it looks like I got two of them. Let's do one right now, just because I don't have the breather bag set up, and these guys might go through a little more oxygen. So let me take one of these guys out. If you wanted to, I can always send you more. But I just want this to go smoothly, and I don't want to have one of these guys not make it because so let's put this guy back here. Okay. All right, we got one here, and where'd he go? Did I let them both go? Are you kidding me? Wow, they're both out. They both got out somehow. Check the floor here. Make sure I didn't. I got a good catch. Okay, no problem. It's not every day you get to see a clown catch fish, you know. That's There we go. There we go. Got it. Got you this time. Got you this time. Okay. So I'm going to, by hand, put this guy in the bag because I don't want any mishaps here. Looks like I got a blue dream shrimp in this bag too, but I don't want to take it with the pleco because there we got him right there. Not sure if this is a male or female, but okay, now we're going to relocate once again. But you probably can't even hear me because I sorry about that, guys. My microphone was down on the floor. You may not have heard anything I just said, but just in case, I had caught 2 plecos, and while trying to get one of them out, they both got out. So coming back over here to the to this tank, I'm going to air this bag up nice and get it tied. So let's go ahead. Audio was good. Oh, okay, great. I was worried about that because when I seen it down on the floor, I was like, oh, geez. You know, these lives can get kind of unpredictable. Got my cat here trying to tell me what to do. What you doing, Klondike? What? I don't know if you hear my boss in the background here. I don't know what it is about my cat, but he absolutely hates it when I look in an aquarium. The minute I start looking at an aquarium, he just yells and yells. He gets a lot of attention and love too, I tell you. It's like he's not missing out on anything. But he likes to complain a lot. Okay, let's get this bag aired up. Now this one, I want to get as much air as possible in this one. I want to get one of those sealers where I can like do a really nice long bag that I can get lots of air in for these types of fish. That's a nice little pleco. Okay, let's see if we can what we can do here. Alrighty, there we have it. Okay, relocating some back over here to the box. I want to get these guys in. What I'm going to do, guys, is just for the sake of getting these going here, once I get them in the box, I will end the broadcast, tape it up. I mean, it's just basically getting tape, and I have the styrofoam here. I'll show you inside the box first. And this is a repurposed box. This is the box that I received when I got my wild type bettas a little while ago that may or not still be having babies because I fed the tank. But this is that real soft insulation. So John, when you get this, you're watching the replay, just be sure to rinse the bag off briefly under the sink before you float the pleco, and then with the other with the shrimp, you can put them in that container that I have for you, and if you want, or you can do it whatever way you want to, but they're pretty hardy. but I would suggest you do definitely do the crushed coral in the tank somehow. Oh, I hope to. Oh, that's nice. Looking forward to having you there, Mal, for the AAA meeting. I didn't want to step on AA's toes by using just Aquatics Anonymous, so I'm doing Aquatics Addicts Anonymous. Just kind of a, a tongue-in-cheek kind of fun thing, for all of us fish people that with our hobbies, we kind of nerd out a little bit, and it should be fun. I'm thinking of some kind of a 12-step program for it, just kind of to keep it in theme. But okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off here. I'm going to load everything in the box, and I'm going to run it to the post office. And then on Wednesday, we'll find out, hopefully, what happened. So thank you all so very much. And don't forget, on Friday, we have Stubbs Aquatics. We have his virtual tour. We have a live stream coming up on Tuesday with Coral Works. I'll be there. I'm not sure what time that's going to be, but we can talk about that. And if you want to leave it in the chat here, I'll be looking at that a little bit later. And what else? We have Fishy Bingo on Tuesday with Andrew on Aquariums Daily. And then on Saturday, the Here Fishy Fishy Show. So it's going to be a busy week. Thank you, Aquatic Moose, and thank you, Debs. Thank you, Red Laser. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Coral. Thanks, Mel. And thank you, LJ. Thanks, Vibes. Everybody in the chat. Live Cat Pounce, thank you. And I wish everybody has a wonderful day. And John, I hope your day is going well. And we will talk to you very soon, my friend. Thank you so much, and we will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.